Today we talk about the official start of the Bitcoin bull market, the red dot. So let's go straight to the charts. First chart, stock to flow. Bitcoin closed February at 61K. That's just below the October 21 all-time high, the close of that month. And that's a bit unfortunate because that decline was in the last hours of trading. But anyway, we had the largest monthly increase in dollar terms of almost $20K in 1 month. And more importantly, it's above or at the stock to flow model line right now. So stock to flow is back, and I would say let's break this model to the upside right now. It's a bit of a joke. A lot of people were hating on the stock to flow model because it was on the downside when the prices were low in 2022. They said the model is broken, the model is invalidated. We had that before, right here in 2019 and 2020, but always after the price has been below the model, it has gone above the model and far above the model sometimes. So that's what I'm hoping for. In fact, that's what I'm expecting, that we're going to break the stock to flow model on the upside after the halving. I think if you look historically, after the halving, the price went up, but with a little bit of a delay. And I expect that as well in 2024. So we will have price rises, we will have a bull market, but I don't expect a top in this year. In 2024, I expect the top to be in 2025. And last cycle was, of course, relatively low because of this bad start, but also because of the China ban that erased 50% of the mining capacity, because of Luna, and because of the FTX exchange debacle. I expect next cycle to be more normal and maybe a bit higher to make up for this relatively low cycle that we had. We'll see. Next chart, big news here, red dot. So what we see in this chart is the stock to flow price, again on a logarithmic scale. Note the color axis is different right now. It's not the months until the next halving, it's the phase. So it can be the accumulation phase, blue, we've been there. Can be the bull market, can be distribution, can be bear market. So we see a phase switch change right now. And we go from the accumulation phase, which is over right now. There's no more steady growth, easy buying, etc. No, we go to the bull market. So there will be face melting FOMO, extreme price pumps, and also multiple minus 30% dips. A lot of people ask what I mean by that. Well, if we look at, for example, the 2017 all-time high, which is more typical than the one in 2020 and 21, we saw multiple, I think 5 or 6 minus 30% dips in there. But then big pumps after that. So it will be, if you've never experienced a bull market, it will really be face melting and scary at some times. But we have a lot of things going on. Narrative is ETF at the moment, of course. We saw 500 million inflow in the ETFs in one day, and that caused a 5% price pump in Bitcoin. There's lots more inflow into the ETFs coming, so that promises a lot more price increases as well. And there might be in the rest of the year in 2025 sovereign fund and nation state adoption. So what will I do and what will I suggest you do is just sit back and relax, enjoy the ride, and most importantly, don't panic at the first minus 30% dip. A lot of people will say, oh, this was it, the bull market's over, we'll go to zero now. No, it's just a high volatility double-digit dip in a bull market. We'll be probably watching at red dots for the next half year, 1.5 years, until the yellow dot comes, but we don't have to worry about that. Next chart, RSI is the relative strength index. It's 73 right now, which is really high. So normally the range of RSI is between 30 and 70 for a stock market, for example, or a foreign exchange market. So it would be really overbought at the moment. For Bitcoin, the bull markets are much higher than 70%. They can be as high as 100%, 90%, 95%. So what I say is there's 2 more blue dots to go. This blue dot is relatively high because normally just before the halving, the RSI will be 55 or 65 or even 70, but above 70 is really high. So it could normalize a bit to below 70. It could just go on because this will be a relatively high bull market and cycle compared to this relatively low bull market and cycle that we just had. If the RSI is above 50, it's an uptrend, and below 50 is a downtrend. So 70 is really high. It means price going up steeply, but even at 65 or 60, price will go up. The future looks bright. 200-week moving average. It's the black line. The black line is at 32,000 right now. And what we see is that the Bitcoin price is above that at 61, and it's diverging from that line. And that's what it did every time in history. After the halving, just before the halving, it diverges into this bull market and then collapses back. But as long as it's diverging, it will never touch that 200-week moving average. And if we look at the realized price, which is the average price of all the Bitcoins, so where are all the Bitcoins out there, the on-chain Bitcoins, 19 million, where are they bought, at what price, and what's the average? That's right now at 25,000. And the 2-year realized price is at 37,000. And the 5-month realized price, also known as the short-term hodler price, is 49,000. So they're all rising, they're all going up, and Bitcoin is above all the realized price, all the cost prices. So that's the signature of a bull market. Everybody is in profit. And like the 200-week moving average, in my opinion, in a bull market, we will never drop below that short-term hodler 5-month realized price. So maybe that means we're not going below 49K ever again. Next chart. Realized return, that's the Bitcoins that are sold in February. And all those sellers, they sold at a profit of 63%. It's funny because last month in the video we talked about that we were waiting for a 40% orange realized return, and that it might be happening after the halving. So we're seeing it now before the halving, a red dot, more than 60% profit by those sellers, and that is also a clear signal of the bull market. Last chart, Bitcoin in profit, and not surprising, almost everybody is in profit at current prices. Only the people bought at the all-time high in October 2021 are in loss. Everybody else, that's more than 99%, is in profit, which means that there's not much fear in the market anymore. Everybody's looking at profits and is happy. And of course, if red starts, then the red will continue. If a bull market starts, it will not end tomorrow or next month. It's a trend, it's a force that will continue and is not stopped easily. So red will continue, and that will bring very interesting times ahead.